www.broncostributecampaign.com. And because technology is a little unpredictable and we never are quite sure what's going to happen with the presentation and the media conference this morning, I assure you that everything that we are doing today is being recorded and will be made available at that website in the next day or two. Again, that's www.broncostributecampaign.com. Thank you, and now let me get into some of the background. April 6th, 2018 was a day that will never be forgotten by people across this country and in fact, around the world. It was without a doubt a tragedy that had an unimaginable impact on so many. There was an immediate outpouring of support for the 29 individuals and families, the Broncos Hockey Club, and the community of Humboldt. In fact, we know that the emotional support extended to family, friends, and neighbors around the world to help those through their healing process. By early 2019, the Humboldt Broncos Memorial Committee was established with representatives of the families, the Bronco Hockey Club, and the community of Humboldt to determine how to appropriately memorialize those lost and those who were impacted the most from this tragedy. The members of the committee discussed the many gifts of support that had been received in the weeks that followed the tragedy. They spoke about the volunteers, the first responders, the hospital staff, and about everybody who provided support during those first few weeks. But they also spoke about the mental health supports, the lasting tributes that had been already initiated, and the ways that people wanted to help, often as a way to help themselves through their healing process. After only the first few meetings, the committee members recognized there was an opportunity to do more than just build a simple, solemn memorial to those who are lost. There was the opportunity to also to celebrate what each of those who lost really stood for, to celebrate the outpouring of support from around the world, to build something that could benefit the community for generations, and to create a place that inspires each person who comes to visit here to be motivated to be the best person that they can be. The process of bringing this vision to reality initially seemed daunting. However, the committee soon acknowledged that there were many individuals and companies who had indicated they really wanted to be a part of building the memorial or tribute when the time was right. With cooperation from the City of Humboldt, DCG Philanthropic has been engaged to help the committee reach out to those individuals and companies who wish to be a part of fulfilling the committee's vision. In an effort to ensure that everybody who wants to be a part of fulfilling this vision is given an opportunity to be involved, we are pleased to launch this campaign today. I will now turn your attention to the video that has been pre-prepared.
On April 6, 2018, the world stopped for 29 families. A community and a nation stood still as the Humboldt Broncos led news across the world. Few events have brought an international outpouring of support like this tragedy. For many, the healing process will never end. However, today, we shift to celebrating a team with a special bond and culture that stood for more than winning games. A team that gave back to the community, guided by the words of Coach Darcy Hogan's core covenant.
Darcy worked really hard to obtain a culture on his team that prioritized character and work ethic, giving back to the community over skill and talent. We've been coaching for almost 20 years. That team was special.
Over the past 3 years, we have followed the progress of team members and the community. We've witnessed incredible acts of perseverance, grit, and resilience that have inspired Canadians from BC to St. John's.
I think that the Humboldt tragedy was not only a local tragedy, a provincial tragedy in Saskatchewan, but a national and international tragedy.
We can't believe how far-reaching it was from every group of every age around the countries and throughout the provinces. We couldn't have gotten through our trauma and pain without some of that support, and we're forever grateful.
Today, the City of Humboldt and the Humboldt Broncos Memorial Committee announce a vision for a project that will inspire the community, the nation, and the hockey world for decades to come.
A permanent tribute to the Broncos, families, and victims of the tragedy. The vision includes a permanent roadside memorial at the crash site, as well as a tribute center here in Humboldt to recognize the amazing outpouring of support and love that came not only from our community, but from around the world.
I really think there's an opportunity for the Tribute Center to inspire not only the community, but the country at large.
When I think of experiencing a great example on this relationship with this incredible organization, the families, parents, players, getting to know this story that's made the cover of magazines, books, and it's finally answered a question that's been nagging me for my 60 years involved in the game, and that is it worth it? Is it meaningful? Is it significant, this seemingly trivial pursuit? They make it worth it.
I think it would be very special to be able to help different people around the hockey world shed a light on how special those people were for the hockey world as a whole. I think would be something super monumental, because I mean, they were incredible people.
We would love to envision something that puts a smile on people's faces when they come in. It should be a place that provides a lot of joy for the community. We think the community needs it. They deserve it.
Visitors to the Tribute Center will be taken on a positive journey and left inspired and motivated to make a difference in their community, to support their local sports teams, and to become better coaches, teammates, and parents. As a national symbol of what hockey means to local communities, the facility will recognize junior teams from across Canada, while also supporting the sports, fitness, and health facility needs of the community of Humboldt.
Although it's still in its visionary stages, we're standing on the site of what we anticipate will be the Tribute Center here in Humboldt.
To accomplish this ambitious goal, the community of Humboldt and the Broncos Memorial Committee will launch a national capital campaign to support construction costs.
Great news about the Tribute Center campaign. It looks awesome. Just want you to know we're all behind you and wishing you all the best with this project.
Congratulations on your campaign. You're an inspiration to us. We appreciate everything you guys have done. Keep being great, and we thank you and we appreciate you.
I'm really excited to hear about the Humboldt Broncos Tribute Center campaign.
On behalf of myself and my teammates, just want to say congratulations on the new facility.
You're an inspiration to all of us, and we're cheering you on here from Toronto.
Just want to send our support here from St. Louis, and we're really excited about the new facility.
Congratulations to everyone on the Humboldt Tribute Arena announcement, and on behalf of the Toronto Maple Leafs, we wish you every success.
I'm so excited to hear about the plans for the Tribute Center, especially being from Saskatchewan. We're cheering you on here in Toronto and wishing you all the best with this incredible project.
The greatest example there's ever been is the Humboldt Broncos. They answered the question, is it worth it, with a resounding yes, and I am so grateful we're going to make a record of it in this beautiful legacy center. And I would just say, think of it, never a legacy center dedicated to a single hockey team in our country. And then Humboldt.
To help guide this initiative, we will look to former Broncos coach Darcy Hogan. He was a leader whose ambition was to develop exceptional young men through hockey and make a difference in the community, with his core covenant providing the blueprint.
The way Darcy was and the way he lived his life, he always looked to be able to do good, to give more than he takes. For us, that is now what we're trying to do. You want to give back, you want to find those people that you can impact. That's what maybe this facility has the potential to do. It can draw people in and really inspire other people to go back home and pass that torch, or to, impact other people as well.
Coach Darcy Hogan's covenant.
Family first.
To treat my teammates and coworkers with respect.
To be thankful for the opportunity to wear the Bronco jersey.
To play each game and practice with passion and determination.
To conduct ourselves with honesty and integrity.
To treat all volunteers, billets, sponsors, and fans with respect and gratitude.
To understand that we are building foundations for future generations with our words and actions.
To always have hope and believe that everything is possible.
To always give more than you take.
To strive for greatness in all areas of your life.
It's now our turn to pass on these values and make a positive impact on our local teams across Canada and here in Humboldt. We hope you'll join us in supporting this initiative.
I'd now like to call upon our Deputy Mayor for the City of Humboldt, Mr. Rob Minch.
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everyone. We feel so grateful that the members of the Memorials Committee recognize that although people from around the world will always associate Humboldt with the tragedy, there might be only one opportunity to create a lasting tribute. A tribute to stand as a symbol of all the inspirational stories that can be told because of that fateful day. We now have the opportunity to highlight the best attributes of those from around the world who were brought together by this tragedy to exhibit community spirit, resilience, hope, and inspiration. The City of Humboldt is pleased to be a partner in this initiative. Although we are far from the final design, we are looking forward to working with our residents and other stakeholders. We will do the best we can to fulfill our responsibility to pay it forward by telling the story of how in 2018, the world came together to a standstill to express the love for the 29 families and for Humboldt. Thank you.
Rob, if I can just have you stay up here for a minute, I think now would be an appropriate time to unveil the preliminary concept that the committee has come up with. Thank you, Rob. Now would probably be a good time to say that it is very much a preliminary concept at this point, something that the committee needed to start with in order so that we could launch this campaign, and certainly gives lots of opportunity for input and feedback along the way. Now, if I can, I will turn to President of the Humboldt Broncos Board, Lee Dufour. Lee?
Great, thanks, Joe. As president of the Humboldt Broncos, I just want to thank and applaud the committee on the work that's been done so far. It's an incredible vision that they've put together here. We're proud to be part of that. Just echoing the appreciation and gratitude for the support we've had from around the country and beyond. Our club continues to be inspired by the team and the coaching staff led by Darcy Hogan. We see the development of character and leadership skills each day, which brings our community together and provides a sense of belonging. It's important that we all continue to share, live up to the values that this team and the core covenant brings, and we look forward to supporting this campaign It's a ton of work that's been gone into this so far, and I think everybody can be proud of where we got to at this point. So thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Lee. The Broncos Memorials Committee is made up of, has on it 4 representatives of the families of those that were most impacted. And certainly we have the privilege of having 2 of those parents with us here today. So next up, we'd like to hear from Kurt Light and Carol Bronze.
Thank you, Joe. When I think about the response of love and support shown to our Bronco family, to my family in this terrific city of Humboldt, I'm reminded of the tremendous beauty that can come from tragedy and loss. Every act of love for us was felt. To honor each person on that bus and everyone affected by this historical event, building a facility that promotes the very values of Darcy Hogan sought out to build in this team, the 2017-18 Humboldt Broncos, will be reflected. Darcy got it. It's not the wins, losses of the games. It's everything his core covenant stands for. That is what we need to embrace and grow. This all-inclusive facility will help and inspire all of those who come to it to become the best, strongest version of ourselves. On behalf of my family, thank you to all those involved with making this idea become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you. In the days, weeks, and months following April 6, 2018, many stories of the 2017-18 Humboldt Broncos team emerged. Stories of the different talents and aspirations of each of those on the bus possessed. Darcy Hogan brought together a variety of people who excelled in many different ways, but were held together by Darcy's values, his core covenant. It is my hope that this tribute center will help many young people fulfill their potential and achieve their aspirations. As a family, we were awed by the outpouring of love and generosity by people around the world, and we were so thankful for these many acts of kindness and love. And I hope this permanent symbol of this kindness and love will bring hope and healing to everyone affected by April 6th and inspire others to live the core covenant. Thank you for helping us honor the 2017-18 Humboldt Bronco team by creating this facility.
Thank you, Kurt and Carol. As mentioned, the city and the committee recognized early that we were going to need some assistance as we go through this. And I'd like to now turn over to Greg Sauter, a key part of our campaign team, for a few comments about the campaign.
Hey, hi everyone. You hear me okay? See me?
I can hear you okay. We'll just, we're checking to make sure that you're up on the big screen.
Let me know when you're good. Good?
We think you're good there, Greg. Go ahead.
All right. Well, hey, thank you. I wanted to, in order to provide, I guess, a little more insight into the capital campaign, I think it's important to share more about why organizations or individuals might make significant contributions to this project and really the celebration of this team. You know, over the past 6 months, we spent time with family members and so many others across the country who've been associated with this tragedy. And there's a number of comments and thoughts and that really resonated. And I just wanted to share a few of those with you. Christina Hogan mentioned recently, she said, you know, if we don't create something positive from this, then that would just be another tragedy. And there's a real desire here to do something positive. One of the NHL team presidents said to me, he said, you know, Greg, he said, of course this is about Humboldt, but it's also, it's about Humboldt, it's about celebrating the lives impacted, but it goes much further. It's about every parent across Canada who spent countless hours in a cold rink with a warm Tim Hortons coffee This hit them hard, and this is about Canadian communities and families and the game we love. Another team president told me about how he used Darcy's core covenant in a presentation to his staff at the beginning of the year. He said this should be in every locker room around North America. You know, another coach told me, he said, you know, the sure way to lose in team sports is to fill your roster with selfish players. He said, if you can get your players to give back and be selfless off the ice, it will translate into not being selfish on the ice, which directly correlates to winning games. And clearly this was the culture that Darcy wanted and built around this team. So, you know, and through, I guess, the conversations we've had, you know, we've learned more about Humboldt too. And, you know, this is a positive, can-do, resilient community. There's a vibe in Humboldt that you just have to feel. And this community is up for the task, I think, for setting the example, of being the example, you know, as Ron said, for the values of teamwork and resiliency and perseverance and community spirit. They really want to share this and they want to be a positive influence on communities across Canada. So I guess getting back to the campaign, you know, based on the conversation we've had, you know, there are individuals, there are organizations, there are governments who want to show leadership. You know, they want to make a difference. They want to do something significant. They want to be part of something significant. And they believe in the values that we've been talking about today. And they want to make a positive impact both in Humboldt and across the country. So we're really excited about this. This is an extraordinary project and something that we think can be really far reaching, and look forward to it. I'll hand it back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Greg. Very inspiring words, especially because I know you have been speaking with each of the families, and certainly those are some very touching words that some of those people are passing along. Now, to wrap up our presentations, we're going to hear from Penny Lee, Communications Manager with the City of Humboldt, just to give a few more details about the campaign website. Penny?
Thank you, Joe. The website dedicated to this project can be found at www.broncostributecampaign.com. The site not only describes the vision of the Tribute Center and the Roadside Memorial, it tells the story of how the committee came to be and why Coach Darcy Hogan's core covenant has been the inspiration for their vision. It will serve as the center point of access to information about the project with news and updates on the progress as well. It provides important information on how those who are wanting to partner and contribute can get involved with bringing this extraordinary project from concept to reality. The video you saw earlier is available on the site under the Media tab at the top and can be shared from that page to your own social media accounts. You will also find links to the social media accounts created for this campaign, and we encourage you to follow along as this remarkable mission develops. On behalf of the committee and the city, we would like to thank all of those who assisted in creating this launch, and to all of you here today who are sharing our story once again as we take this step moving forward in a positive direction.
Thank you, Penny. That wraps up our presentations for this morning. We are now going to move into the question and answer phase. And again, we'll probably have time for about 10 minutes of questions from the media, both online and those few that were allowed to be here in person. So I will turn it to Penny to direct for the next question. We have Maury from the Bolt here in Humboldt.
Quick question about how the project is going to work going forward and how it's structured.
How the project or the project campaign is going to work and how it's structured. With us today, we actually have in person, we have Don Grisalitz, again, a key member of the campaign team. Don, would you be able to take that question?
Morning. So effectively, we are going to not only, conduct a campaign certainly here in Humboldt, but also in Saskatchewan, but also globally. As you can appreciate, there's been support for the Broncos worldwide. So we're beginning the important process now of recruiting campaign leadership all across the country. And as you can appreciate, almost every call that we've made, people have said yes. So you're certainly going to be hearing more from us in months ahead.
Thank you, Don. Next.
Hi, Devin Tassa, Humboldt Journal. There was a lot of talk about a recreational facility that the city needs coming out of this. So I'm wondering if that was considered, and if so, why you decided to go this direction.
So the question was about the recreation needs of the community and how this project can satisfy some of those recreational needs coming out of here. Deputy Mayor Minch, would you be comfortable speaking about the overall vision for serving the community?
Yes, just to answer that, we have been looking at a number of recreational needs for the community over the last number of years, and we are still pursuing those types of situations. And it's our hope that they would run in parallel with this at some point. Facility that we're proposing would be more hockey related, more ice related, that type of thing. So that's kind of the focus of what we would be doing with this facility. That's not saying that's the only need of the community, but that will be a decision of council at some point over the next while to discuss some of those further. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Minch. And I think if it wasn't clear so far in the campaign or in the what's been spoken about so far, the overall concept, preliminary concept, mind you, the preliminary concept is for a tribute center that hosts a gallery space, a second ice surface for the city of Humboldt, as well as some possibly some fitness and physio rehabilitation aspects to it. But again, very preliminary at this point, and we just need to see what support there is for this vision. And of course, there will always be a lot of communication with our community and other stakeholders to see where we go with that. So Penny, can you go give us one more now, maybe online?
I have one online. Brent Bosker, we'll invite him to talk.
Brent Bosker, just give us a moment to get to you.
Hi, sorry about that. I'm helping out for Brent today. My name's Lisa. In the news release, there was some talk about Roadside Memorial as well. Can you maybe speak about what that's going to be like?
Certainly, I think I can probably answer that as well as anybody. Absolutely, the campaign, although we focus a little bit on the tribute center that's going to be built here in Humboldt, probably first and foremost of importance to everybody is a roadside memorial up at the accident site. And for sure, this campaign has that tied in as a key element. So it is both aspects, both a tribute center here in Humboldt and a roadside memorial up at the accident site. Where we've got basically two teams working, one here and one for that site to ensure that we can move forward. And hopefully some of the obstacles and roadblocks to best utilization of that site are cleared up in the near future so that we can develop that area to be a very respectful roadside memorial space. Penny, can you go to one more?
Next up is Linda Kelly.
Linda Kelly.
Hi, it's actually Karen Pauls. Linda is my assignment producer. I'm with CBC. I wanted to get a little more information on how much you're hoping to raise as a result of this. How much will be spent on this gallery space, ice surface, physio fitness center, and also on the roadside memorial. And I think the other question was answered. So yeah, how much will you be asking people to contribute? How much do you need to raise, and what will be spent on each of the sites?
Thank you for the question. Again, probably I can answer that as best as anybody. So the question was about how much the committee is planning to raise to support the construction of both the roadside memorial and the tribute center. Now, I think it's first important to go out and say that the committee recognized that there were a lot of companies and individuals that had reached out early on in the process and said they want to be a part of whatever it is that's done for building a memorial. And so as a part of that knowledge, we started designing a bit of a concept of what size of facility would best suit some of that support. It ended up being that probably the target of what the construction cost would be for that is somewhere in that $25 million range. However, there's so very preliminary yet that we still have room to downsize if need be, or possibly grow it a little bit if the support is there. But right now, the initial thought is it would take $25 million to really build the initial concept that's out there, but certainly only time will tell whether that's essentially where we end up or not. Penny?
One more from Matt Barrett.
Matt?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, just wanted to sort of get a little bit of a timeline for both projects. You kind of mentioned it's very preliminary at the moment. What's kind of the hopeful timeline for I guess, both projects?
You know what? We're very aware that it's going to take some time to reach out to those that had initially contacted us. Also, be able to hear from those that have not come forward yet, but certainly had it in their minds to support. We believe that it'll probably be at least 12 months through the process of just making contact with those that are interested in participating. And it's only after that that we'll be able to get closer to some sort of a next stage of the design, anything further than the initial concept. So it'll probably be a good 2 years out before we've developed a final concept plan. And then it'll be after that before any type of construction. Now, for the Roadside Memorial, there are a couple obstacles on site yet as far as power lines and road accesses that we're still trying to clear up some of those obstacles to ensure that we can get the proper design for that site. But that initiative could move forward a little bit quicker because we probably can find ways to get that one going a little sooner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Genevieve Patterson from CBC Radio, she chatted the message to us. What is the estimated cost of the work? Where exactly will the center be located?
Okay, thank you, Genevieve from CBC. Yes, again, the estimated cost, very preliminary concept vision, does place it in and around the $25 million. But again, as mentioned, there's still a lot to be determined there. And the location of the tribute center here in Humboldt, we are again hoping that we can connect it to our Uniplex facility, which is where this press conference is being hosted from. It is already our site of our main arena, the Elgar Peterson Arena, our swimming pool, our conference center. So if we can tie it to this facility, that would be the best for our community, we're sure. And then, of course, the Roadside Memorial is anticipated to be right at that intersection where there is a small piece of land that has been dedicated for this purpose.
And I think one more, Tyler Barrow.
Tyler?
Hey, Tyler Barrow from CTV Saskatoon. I'm just wondering, the vibe around the community, do they feel this will really help kind of with the grieving process that took place?
Sorry, what community was that you mentioned, Tyler?
I'm with CTV Saskatoon.
No, but what,
does this capital project, like, does Humboldt itself, do community members feel within the community it's something that can really help them continue to move forward?
Again, you know what, to speak for how this might help the community move forward, maybe I will again call upon Deputy Mayor Rob Minch to speak to that.
Sure, thank you. From a community perspective, and we've said this from day one, is our obligation as a community, I think, to proceed with this is very important. I think as we move forward, a permanent tribute to those affected by the crash is going to help our community just move one step further down the road. It's been tough on a lot of people over the last 3 years, and but as a community and as the families, I would probably like to speak for them as well on this. Is anything that could come positive and good out of this. And I think this center is going to be that. It's going to be something that we can all get behind to influence and to provide that positive aspect to going forward, because you see it around every day from the parents, from what good has come from this horrible tragedy, and just the contributions that the parents and the families of those lost and those that survived. It's remarkable what has come forward as a positive aspect of this. So we're really looking forward to this as a next step in this whole healing process. So thank you.
Thanks, Rob. As I understand it, we've asked most of the questions that have come through. The ones that have come in through on chat are basically the same as the ones that we've already heard from in person. So I'm just going to go around the floor just to see if any of our panelists wanted to make any statements before we close off today's press conference. Seeing none, I thank everybody for their attendance today. I look forward to the community, the families, and the committee as a whole being able to move forward with this. I think it's a very important step forward in everybody's healing process. And I think it'll be great for the community to have something like this. So if there's nothing further, I thank everybody and have a good rest of your day. Thank you.